Hi, welcome back. This is Thonan from the Reddit forums here on the daily grind for DC Legends. Today I'm going to show you guys who are starting out or just unbalanced your roster trying to chase a high rank before having options to do the red alert missions. How to do this. Now, if you remember and have been playing along the videos I have uploaded, most of my roster is now parked at level 25, and I'm trying to keep my whole roster equally ranked up at rank 2 and some at rank 3. And for the time being, even if I get enough shards to do it, I'm going to be stuck at rank 4 because I want to be able to bring several characters to Legendary 1 at the same time before gearing up beyond Gear 6. Now, I have several characters unlocked from yesterday, and I haven't been showing you how to do the red alerts because it's far more important that you first gather enough characters to do the gear events. But now we already have enough tunes to have several backup teams. So even if I wasn't able to actually finish the red alerts by themselves, I could still trick the game, quote unquote, into starting fights with a single character, lose, and then do it 9 more times to gather my free green and blue ring for the day. But now I have enough characters and abilities to use several teams. Now, this is not the same for everybody, but the way, even at low level or high level, high rank or low rank, the trick for red alerts is to have all your tunes at a similar level. In this case, it's level 25, and after the monthly event for Soth, they are all going to be level 40, or at least the majority are going to be. I'm going to bring 4 characters from each color. That's 4 blues, 4 reds, and 4 greens. When you are starting out, it's not as important who you actually have unlocked. For example, yesterday we were given, if you have been playing for the past month, we were given a free rank 2 John Constantine. This is a great addition for new players, but I'm not going to be using him because it's not a character that you are usually able to get at any rank since he has been paywalled. So I'm going to be helping you gather all of these. Donna Troy I am including and I'm gearing because she was made available through a monthly event, and it's likely that in the future she is going to have a couple PvP events or even a 6-day heroic challenge. I'm going to include Wonder Woman DOJ because she was made available, and she has been made available through several PvP weeks, and she has already had 2 different heroic challenges, so chances are that you have her unlocked, and she was made the PvP board clear reward for the past month. Now for the next month, the PvP reward is going to be Livewire the Shock Jock. She is an enemy of Superman from the animated series from the 90s, that's the past century. And I'm also going to be including in my teams Harley Quinn, quite vexing because she is available through red alerts, and of course, Grundy and Star Sapphire, because they are two available through red alerts. And eventually I'm going to start working on my Emerald Archer, which is a character that everybody should have to at least Legendary 1, either through farming his nodes on story mode, or from here, the red alerts. When I finish today, I'm going to have my rank 2 Huntress, so I will keep working on that, and I'm going to get a lot of shards of Solomon Grundy. So even if you weren't able to do the Halloween event, you will eventually get a high rank Solomon Grundy. And for a new player, even though he isn't part of the metagame, for new players or free players, Grundy, Chemo, and Swamp Thing are very important toons because they are quite tanky. Now, the way you do red alerts is try to get all your characters to a similar level, similar rank, and similar gear, and then you don't have to start playing from the top. You can actually look around and shop your fights. And at lower level, you have to look for these fights. Fights where the enemy team is mostly composed of a single affinity. And since we are fighting at low rank, if you notice, all the enemy team, even though I have rank 3 toons like Wonder Woman DOJ, the enemy team is mostly rank 2. This means that they don't have available their passive and they don't have their leader skills. Or if you have no other option, you are going to hunt for fights like this where you can build a team that is built to counter the majority of the affinity. In this case, I will build a blue team, a full blue team, because once I get rid of Huntress, the other enemies aren't as difficult. You can only do this when you are low rank and low level, because once you start getting past a certain point, you are going to stop getting these bot teams that you will never face on PvP at high rank. Now, I am already getting out of control because this team is an actual player team from PvP, and I have faced it on PvP quite a few times. So he is around my power level. And this is a somewhat easy team, even though it has a rank 5 Superman, because he doesn't get the damage immunity from his leader skill. But I'm not going to be facing these difficult teams. I'm going to hunt, or you are going to be hunting for either full reds or this team. This team is very easy to beat once you have the right characters, and you can go about this two ways. You can actually build a mostly green team to counter, because they don't have affinity over you, you don't have affinity over them, but you need a lot of sustain. But I'm going to use a full blue team on this one, and I'm going to go with whoever I have geared the most, and I'm going to get sustain. Once you reach rank 4 for Star Sapphire, you are going to switch Satana for Star Sapphire. If you are in an alliance, you are going to switch Satana or Star Sapphire for Enchantress, and maybe you are going to stick with a super sustain team, which will be like this. This is a high sustain team. Once you reach rank 4 for Star Sapphire and rank 4 for Swamp Thing, this becomes a heavy sustain team. You can even get rid of Satana, and that's a heavy sustain team. But since I don't have Star Sapphire geared, I'm going to go with this. I'd like to disclaim again, these strategies are not for people who already have high ranked characters. It's not for people who invest money in the game, because I could easily go to the store and buy some of the tunes available there, get them to Legendary 1 or get them to Legendary 2, and then I will be saving a lot of time doing this. But since we are starting out, what you need to do is have consistent wins. You have to be able to finish your red alerts every day in order to keep expanding your roster to a manageable level. So you have options for when the monthly events show up. And when you are low level and low rank, these kind of teams, I'm going to show you in a bit when I'm back at the map, but the enemy team is ranked at 2 stars and level 15. So I already have an advantage from HP and gear, because my tunes are all gear 4, full gear 4, except something, because I have chosen not to gear him up just yet, because he's not going to be usable at the monthly event. But this way, like I mentioned before, you have to focus on a single opponent in order to reduce the times the enemy gets to attack your own team. And again, because I live in a very crappy place right now, there are people selling stuff. There's a Latino music concert at the Municipal Palace, I believe, tomorrow, so don't miss out if you live near me. And they're giving a discount if you buy from the car. Well, you see. Now, this works better if everybody is at rank 4, but again, if you have a rank 4 team, then the enemy team will be a rank 4 team, and you have to watch out for their passives firing up. And as you know, Jon Stewart has a nasty passive where he gets death immunity. This is why you kind of have to choose, if you are starting out, to stay like this, low level, low rank, for a couple of weeks or at least a month before you start pushing for a higher rank. And like before, there are many other teams, but I'm going to look for the exact same team. And you see, I have over 1400 points of power above the enemy team, and my tunes are level 25 and they have 10 levels over the enemy. So I choose the next battle and I start with even more of an advantage, because now my Swamp Thing is going first, so overheal for everybody, and Siren will get to go twice, and Wonder Woman is passing Mance around. So they will be healing up even more. And after a couple of fights versus this exact enemy team, my tunes are going to be all overhealed. And if I had Hal Jordan equipped, they will start accruing shields and everything would be easier. And when Swamp Thing basic fails to keep up with the damage, that's when you want a normal heal. and you start working up on a single opponent at a time, like this. And since I'm an all blue team versus an all green team, they don't do as much damage, so I am free to do this and keep healing and keep doing damage. Now, Hal Jordan is as good as that. And Jon Stewart is about to buy the farm, so I'm going to start focusing on Sinestro. And I'm going to be passing Blitz. Now Jordan is dead from Blitz. And Stewart won't be able to take the damage. So I am free versus a single enemy to keep healing and spreading Blitz and passing down mans. And just like that, I'm starting to accrue and overheal for the rest of the encounters today. And again, we repeat the procedure. We are going to look for an easy team. There it is again. But let's suppose I don't get this exact team again, and I'm forced to go versus an actual enemy team. Now, I have overheal and I have sustain from my own team. Our power levels are similar. Our actual character levels are very similar, but I still have the affinity advantage, so I'm going to press on. And since he built an easy team to defeat, what we are going to do is to focus on the affinity we don't have advantage above, like this. And this is the true meta game. That guy didn't buff. Deadshot usually starts using his self buff, and that was what I was expecting, him to lose a turn, but he didn't anyways. But we keep pressing because all the other guys are at a disadvantage. I don't have to worry anymore about them, so I can actually heal Siren and Wonder Woman, and I'm just going to secure this kill like this. He's done for, and now I just have to choose an enemy to gang up on, like so, like this. You see, you don't have to have high skills or a high rank toon to be able to clear red alerts. In fact, clearing red alerts is way easier at the lowest level, because the enemies are very limited in what they can do. I'm going to heal Siren. Like so. See, very easy. Once you start having a decent amount of toons, you have to look for the fights that you have an advantage, and this all depends on who you're fighting. For example, let's suppose I don't have Wonder Woman DOJ to pass ments around, and I have a heavier green team, and I don't have Swamp Thing. At the start, my only healer is going to be Satana, so let's go with red. Let's go with the starting team. Now, this team doesn't have a heavy sustain, but it's going to be able to handle, since they are all gear 4, it's going to be able to handle most of the opposing teams. But now I have to watch out for Satana, because she is the only healer and my team lacks any sustain. So I'm going to go with the affinity I don't have advantage for, which is green. Because Hot Girl can stun my characters, so I have to get rid of her as soon as possible. Like this. And now, in this configuration, Satana is going to be healing my guys, but I'm going to focus Deadshot on enemy Satana, and that's all he's going to be doing. And out of the other two, the dangerous one is actually Black Canary. So Deadshot on Satana. He doesn't attack anybody else. Somebody needs heal, you heal. This is still too soon to be healing. So Satana on Satana, because it's same affinity. And we are getting rid of Black Canary first. And I made a mistake. I thought it was Sinestro turn. But Satana on Satana. And greens on reds. And Deadshot on Satana. Now that I am only facing really one enemy, because Sinestro is going to get rid of Black Canary, at this point is when you want to actually heal. Because she is only going to be able to attack once. She's going to be hitting 4 attacks in a row right now. So she won't be able to survive even if she has a lot more speed. Now, I'm going to be preparing for the next enemy. So I want my shields up with Jordan. And I'm going to get rid of her evasions. So I use the bunny. She is still full health. She is still shielded. Now Sinestro has shield, Jordan has shield, and Deadshot is going to make the kill, and we are ready for the next fight. So see, you don't even have to start farming new guys to be able to finish your red alerts, but you have to be the highest gear you have available. Level 25, that's gear 6 I believe, but you won't be able to because you don't have access yet to material 3. So everybody to gear 4 as high as possible. Now this fight with Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, Bane and Grundy, stay away from that. It's way too tanky. So you can look again for the same Jordan Huntress fight or the Canary and Huntress. This one is doable, but you have to get rid of Castaway Green Arrow first. At low level you are always going to be looking at these exact same fights. It's boring in a way, but it's reliable and you can plan ahead because you know how the metagame rolls. For example, now I'm going to stun Castaway to keep him from turning invisible, and I'm going to reduce his affinity defense, and he's gone. Now got rid of one of the hard ones. Deadshot is at a disadvantage in this fight, but let's suppose I don't have anybody else I could have brought to this. So waste your big shot on anybody, it doesn't matter. You just have to start accruing damage, because Deadshot is going to walk away very badly hurt from this fight, because the green ones are going to be ganging up on him. So what you want to do is to get rid of the greens as fast as possible, but you can actually do this fight very easily. See, like this. And now next turn that it's Satana's turn, she's going to heal Deadshot, and we are going to start working on Flash because he is faster than all of us, and he starts getting speed ups, and he will soon get out of control even at low level, because he has the chance, even if he is not high rank. Flash only needs to be rank 1 to be able to attack twice on the same turn with his basic, so even silence doesn't stop him from doing a ton of damage on red enemies. Now I start filling up my shields, and I'm going to go with a basic and another one, and I'm done. See? This is not ideal because sooner or later Deadshot is going to be dead. So only get into that specific fight if you have no other option. Also, Cyborg is not very good when he is being used by the artificial intelligence or the CPU, but once you get enough gear and levels on your own team and you face him, he is going to have his legendaries available to him. So this is a very difficult fight. This composition is it's a difficult fight if you are at a higher rank. This is also a very difficult fight because starting from rank 4, Castaway gets his out of turn attacks that can purge buffs, and Jon Stewart gets his death immunity. So you have to be bringing people that can either buff immunity, like Sexy Lexi here, or you have to bring guys that can purge, like Sexy Lexi, like Satana, or like Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, who I don't have available right now. But that's the way. If you are able, and of course at a higher rank, at rank 4 and above, Harley Quinn starts getting her evasion passive, and Grundy gets his reviving passive, and Bane gets his auto-mending from getting hit. So this is another tough fight. So you want at first to look for the easy fights, and that's why you are going to wait until you have your own characters capable of going to rank 4 before attempting to rank up or level up. If I bring Donna Troy, I'm going to pause my missions here just to show you and to keep this video from getting way too long. I'm going to show you that I have a rank 4 capable Donna Troy, but I'm not going to bring her just yet to rank 4 until I unlock Bane, Deadshot, Lex, perhaps Siren, and to see who others I am able to bring rank 4, and of course Soth. once I get a rank 4 sword, then I'm going to start looking for ways to rank up my characters. Now, some of them you will be getting a lot of shards. I haven't been doing enough PvP because this is an extra account for me, so I'm not pushing real hard. But you start here at the 150 pack for 3 shards every time. So for example, I'm going to be able to pull twice now, and whatever you pull from here, that's what you work on. Don't chase uncommons and rares. If you get them, you get them. If not, work on your commons. A rank 4 Flash is better than a rank 2 Ares and a rank 2 Katana. And Wonder Woman POT, Princess of Themyscira, you can farm from her node, so don't count on getting a ton of shards from the PvP packs, not to a usable level. You are going to accrue 20,000 or 30,000 PvP tokens before you are able to do something with the uncommons. There's one reason they are uncommons, and that's why they are called that way. They don't drop very commonly. See, I'm 3 weeks in and I only have 9 Castaway Green Arrow shards. So that's not the way to do this. And Deathstroke, you need him Legendary 2 to be of any use, even if he's not meta anymore. He's useful, but it takes way too long to rise these rare characters to a usable level. It's not going to be fast. It's better if you focus on getting your commons to a higher rank. Lex Luthor Survival Suit in particular has a leader skill when he is only rank 4 and is the only toon in the game that can do that. I'm going to show you right now. If he ever gets reworked, then this video will no longer be accurate, but for the time being, at rank 4 he gets a team leader skill and it procs way more than it should. And it's sad that it's not an overheal, but this character is from the launch. He's from day 1, so he doesn't get a lot of skills that newer characters have. But you can get your first leader at rank 4. And if you PvP every day, you are able to get around 1200 to 1500 tokens every day just from doing PvP. So you're going to get Lexi to a high rank very, very fast, and you're going to get Bane to a high rank very, very fast. So those are characters that you should be working on. Now, Lex Luthor isn't meta, but he has skills on his legendary that make him worthwhile. Since you are going to be getting a ton of his shards for free, it pays to know that he gets a call assist from his metahuman deterrent, and he gets buff immunity from his basic. So that's a lot. That's legendary 3 to get all of this. The first upgrade doesn't seem like much. It's a silence. But if you upgrade this metahuman deterrent twice, then you get a call assist with turn meter down, silence, turn meter down, and a call assist, all in a single move that is hard hitting and has a fairly fast cooldown. And you get a buff immunity on his basic. That means that if because he can call himself as an assist, and if you build him into a call assist composition, then you have a buff immunity basic. That means that even if Luthor is silenced, you can keep the enemy team from getting buffs. and I think Lex is going to be very important for the SOD event. That's why I'm working on him again. He is almost gear 10 on my main account, and I'm going to be showing you that later. But anyways, that's it for red alerts and the strategy for low level players. As you can see, I'm already starting to unlock new characters. This live wire is going to be the PvP reward for a board clear during November. She's a good toon to have. If you don't have her, you are going to be able to get her to at least Legendary 1. And through red alerts, you are going to have access to Captain Cold, Killer Frost, Huntress, Arceus Shomok, who is your meanwhile I get a power girl. You can work on Arceus. And you're also going to be getting who else do you get through red alerts? I think that's all. Oh, Cheetah. No, Cheetah. No, not Cheetah. Cheetah you get from your Alliance store. But anybody that you can get through the red alerts is cool. So if you can't invest in a power girl, you can get an Arceus Shumok fairly easily, and they more or less work the same. The only thing is that Arceus doesn't have an area of effect attacked, but he gets death immunity and damage immunity and debuff immunity and a lot of other stuff, and he kills people fairly fast. Anyways, that's all for the red alerts strategy at low levels. And on Friday we are going to be tackling a new Krypton, the monthly event for November that is going to give us shards for General Soth. And at the end of the month we should be able to at least get some shards out of these two. Try to get shards for Lobo, because the utility he gets and the amount of teams that you can get him to work is staggering, and it's very interesting. You're going to get more mileage out of your Lobo than your Raven. So if you don't have Raven for some reason, you could try to get her to rank 3 or 4 perhaps. So it's going to be a good addition. But 6-day heroic events are not really meant for newbies. So if you aren't able to actually get to the last node in these events, they are kind of pointless. But you can get a free rank 3 or rank 4 toon out of this, because they last a week. And you can keep farming them with gold. This is the shards that you should be buying with gold, the one from challenges, the main challenge and the demonic challenge. We are going to be covering at least the demonic one, because in my main account my Lobo is Legendary 4 and I don't see a reason to push for Legendary 5. Not that he's not worthy. That's a question I see asked continuously. Is such and such character worthy of getting to Legendary 5? All of them are worthy of being Legendary 5. It's just not practical to do so, because that compromises your ability to accrue resources. So if you're a free player, or you are a player that don't invest a lot of money in the game, let's say a 10 or a 20 per month, or maybe even a 50 per month, then pursuing a legendary 5 is out of the question for you. Most of the guys that you see getting a legendary 5 character invest real amounts of money. We are talking at least 100 per month to get the special to get the special 25,000 gems package that includes somewhat free legendary 1 character, so they don't have to actually grind the events to completion. So yes, the answer is all of them are worthy except perhaps Blue Beetle, Superboy, and Yellow Sinestro. Those are the guys that whatever you have them at, it's okay. Doesn't matter if you have them higher or not. Blue Beetle got reworked and he's still kind of pointless and a bit useless. It's not that the guy doesn't work, it's just that what he does, other characters do better without investing that much in them. But Lobo, definitely if you don't have him, get him to rank 5. And Raven, it really depends on if you need a healer or not. But if you want a self-sustainable healer, I will go instead with Enchantress and her shards from the Alliance store. Anyways, that's all for today before this gets to a 2-hour long video. This is Thonan signing out. Keep grinding on, subscribe, leave comments, leave me feedback so we know what to work on for future videos. That's all for today. We'll be seeing each other during the South event. See you next time.